Christian whore.
Don't do this.
Clip!
You fool.
Today we're chatting about the music excitement that is Hayley Nicole Williams. We're discussing Jax Taylor's much-needed departure from Bravo, and sharing our undying and never-ending love for the undying, never-ending love of NicOlandria. Your friends and family might think this is trash TV. Your mom might have called your love for emo music a phase, but here at RealityEmos we know pop culture moments and alternative music scenes shape us and still do. So let's laugh together, cry together, scream at the TV together. Welcome to The Breakdown. Hey saddies, welcome to RealityEmos, The Breakdown, where we break down the latest pop culture and emo alternative news. I'm Monique, and with us we have our co-host Eric.
Oh, I'm a co-host now. I thought I was a producer who doesn't produce. just 2 weeks ago.
You actually are producing today.
Not producing. I've been not producing this podcast for weeks now, and it's a highlight of my non-production career.
The day you produce, I gave up on announcing that you're...
Not to split hairs, I'm also not producing anything. I'm just an audio guy. I don't write anything.
Oh, yeah, I guess I don't know what producers do.
Well, I can tell you exactly what makes someone a producer. And that is authority.
Oh, then I'm the producer.
There you go.
Hey, saddies. I'm the producer, Monique, and here we have our co-host, Eric.
Promoted to co-host. I'm down with it.
Today we are starting with a rant, but it's a rant of good, where we're not necessarily bashing the decisions of others. We're kind of supporting them, but still ranting about them.
Yeah, I'm reading the outline. There's gonna be a bash.
Touche. Whoops.
So Jax Taylor, local American saint, contender for the papacy, is out at the Valleys.
We're so sad about it. No, it is about damn time. Jax Taylor was forced to quit Bravo. He announced on an Us Weekly exclusive that he's departing. He said, after an incredibly challenging year and many
after a challenging year. That's my favorite part of this now. After my challenging year of doing coke and abusing my spouse.
Mm-hmm. And being an awful father.
It's incredible.
And many honest conversations with my team and producers, I'll be stepping away from the next season of The Valley. Right now, my focus needs to be on my sobriety, my mental health, and co-parenting. Taking this time is necessary for me to become the best version of myself, especially for our son. I'm not going to name his son on our podcast.
My son, Ted Cruz.
Honestly, hopefully Brittany stays away from him so he doesn't turn into Ted Cruz. But yeah, it's just, Seth Rogen said it best, where he said, like, he just does not deserve to be on TV anymore. His Watch What Happens Live episode had pretty much all the feelings I have about Jax Taylor. He's been the lie of the week. I wish he could be it every week. But yeah, it's good. He's focusing on his sobriety and mental health. I just don't believe that narcissism will ever be cured. And it sounds like they're trying to leave the door open. Alex Baskin, the producer who always has awful takes and is always sticking up for the most toxic man on Bravo, he has an internal informant. The Sun reported that they have a deep history and they've known each other for years. So Alex Baskin feels like since the decision wasn't unanimous and Jax is walking away, there's an open door if he can get healthier. And I just don't think narcissists can really become healthier because they're always going to be narcissists. It's just something you can't really cure. And I don't think he's necessarily going to be interested in curing that because he just lies about, like, even we didn't finish the reunion, but he lies about everything. Like, he says he's getting help for that aspect of his personality, but
this is a good time to note that neither of us are licensed or even amateur mental
but we
health
have
professionals.
eyes and ears.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about the rules of curing narcissism, but
he says he's a narcissist.
I mean, he's obviously. I mean, I don't want to say obviously, but like, water is wet, and also, unfortunately, this is. I don't want to belittle how horrible this has been for Jax's family, but I want everyone to know that this is also devastating for the podcast.
we won't have.
I'm so glad both of us have day jobs in this moment. This is honestly, Jax leaving reality TV is the 9/11 of reality TV podcasts.
We've only talked about him like twice, honestly. There's enough going on where it's not devastating for anyone. He just needs to get help and get out of our faces and our lives. That's my opinion.
Valid.
Sorry if you have a different one. I don't like that man, and
I mean, yeah, of course he should not be on television. He should not even be on our screens, but damn, I mean...
You can go back and watch old Vanderpump episodes, which I'm sure you'll do, because I'm sure the new season's not going to hit like it used to.
Are you planning on watching it?
Yeah, the new season.
Oh, I guess it's...
Gotta give it a try.
Now, yeah.
We at least have to try. But a good riddance... Actually, not. Bad riddance. See ya. Never... Thank you for that decision. Bravo. And please do not give him a redemption arc. We're not going to be into it.
Yeah, no, as it turns out, for what it's worth, it actually is not, it's not fun to watch like full blown abuse on television. You know, similar to, not to bring it back to Love Island, but similar to the situation with what we saw, you know, Huda doing to Jeremiah and stuff like that. Like, it is actually not fun to watch people be horrible and abusive on television. And so, like, you know what? Yes, while Jax's shenanigans were pretty entertaining early on, especially during the earliest of Vanderpump days. Yeah, like 7 shots in a row at the bar. Oh, what a character. Getting Stassi's name tattooed. Stealing sunglasses just for the thrill.
My favorite Jax moment was when he almost drowned.
All right, well, that's, you know... Don't isolate
anyway,
that audio.
I'm also angry that he outlives Stassi. Like,
Stassi's still alive.
I mean,
she's a successful, as far as I'm aware, author.
In the Bravoverse, like that always irritated me that he could stay on our screens and we lost her.
I thought Stassi didn't want to come back.
Not after how she was treated. Yeah, I think she was on Vanderpump Villa for a little, but that's on
also, I don't want to say how she was treated, because what her, Jax, and I think Kristen did to Faith, my opinion, is they should never have been allowed back on television. I think that alone is like...
Okay, Lonnie Love had a there was a Watch What Happens Live episode with her and Adriana from Real Housewives of Miami, and she was able to give her takes, like hot takes that a lot of people, I forget what you call those.
Hot takes.
It was like things people wouldn't agree with. I forget.
Hot takes.
No, that's not the word they use, but I digress. So one of her things was stop removing people from shows before you see like how things play out. And it's a bad take in a sense, but I just don't think that removing Stassi and Kristen after what happened with Faith was the best idea. I mean, that's kind of the catalyst of where it all went downhill.
I mean, I gotta tell you, based on the dynamic of that cast, there's no way that we were gonna get an honest, serious conversation about why what they did was horrible and racist. I think because Faith was on the outs of the show, and it literally would have been like the only way to do it would have been to severely overproduce it and make it a thing where like a producer would have had to sit down with Stassi and co and be like, "Hey, so we're gonna make you talk about this, and I want you to know for a fact you are violently in the wrong, and if you don't, you know, pull off this apology, you're fired." And then how genuine is that anyway?
They knew they were in the wrong. All right, we've just gone off the beaten path here, but
yeah, sorry, that's a little bit of a tangent.
Jax, never again do that.
Yeah, all this to say is like, you know what? 7 shots in a row, entertaining. Tattoo of your ex's name on your bicep, trying to win her back, entertaining. Stealing sunglasses, entertaining. Watching your estranged spouse through in-home Ring cameras, not funny, not entertaining, not enjoyable in any way.
Calling her from the alleged therapy you were in to harass her.
Yeah, not entertaining.
Getting out of rehab and not seeing your son, but getting a haircut and going to a bar with your buds and then complaining that your wife was keeping your son from you.
Telling your wife that you've got the mortgage covered and then not paying the mortgage. Honestly, could have been close, but not funny and not entertaining. Could have been an Adam Sandler movie.
That's probably honestly why they were like, "You're not really entertaining anymore, Jax. You're kind of sad." So like, get help. Maybe. Yeah. But again, that's why I don't want to see a redemption arc. And I beg of you, Bravo, do not give this man any type of redemption arc. I don't want it. We don't need it. Just keep him away. We already have Jesse. He's awful.
We already have Ronnie Radke. We don't need Jax Taylor to resurrect multiple times. We're good. We're fine.
I didn't include that in the show, but how about that girl that jumped on stage at the Ronnie Radke concert?
I think they deserve each other.
And his reaction to it was insane.
That's why I think they deserve each other.
Yeah. I mean, that was expected. All right. So let's move on to some additional Watch What Happens Live watching that we did was the Amaya, Papaya, Brian, and NicOlandria episode. We watched that last night. It was cute.
Yeah, it was adorable.
I think it gives even more credence to the fact that NicOlandria are the real deal. They were so cute together. And I know last episode you said that Amaya and Brian broke up. Do you want to take anything back?
I think they're still...
I was going to bleep it out last episode, but I didn't. I think they're going, I wouldn't say strong, but it seemed like they're at least aligned. Like he said, his mom loves Amaya and yada yada. But we're talking NicOlandria, so I won't make you retract.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Here's what I'll say. I'm still not fully behind Amaya at this point, only because, actually not only because, but it seems like she's been defending Huda quite a bit on the internet, and even during that interview, she's
but
like,
Eric, you voted for.
How dare you?
You did vote for them.
It was a misclick. And now you're trying to click. You didn't want to vote for NicOlandria, and we swapped votes.
I did it. Anyway.
No, your phone did it.
But yeah, I do not appreciate that. She says it's because she's a girl's girl. That's why she still supports her.
I think that's what gives the whole thing away. Everybody wants to be in the new PPG until it turns out Blossom is actually, what's the one? Him, the devil one? Yeah.
Yes, Huda is the devil. Well, I did want to talk about...
Actually, him was actually like mad cool on Powerpuff Girls. That was a bad metaphor, but whatever.
Him was him.
Yep.
So with NicOlandria, I really enjoy the brand deals that I see them doing. Nick was a model for like a swimsuit brand, and he's now brought Olandria into the mix. I love the fact that he did that because honestly, I get infatuated with these brand deals that they take, and I was like, let me buy a swimsuit from this brand. We got some vacations coming up. And I noticed that Olandria was the only person of color in their feed. I scrolled back years. And I think things like that are really great to see. Like a couple like this, where they're bringing each other into one another's worlds and also expanding the horizons of the people around them. Similarly, NicOlandria's lip combo with NYX, in FU essentially to what Elf recently did with Matt Rife, was amazing. You know, Olandria had her wonderful lip combo that she would get all over Nick. And now they have a brand deal with NYX. And usually a man would not be in a brand deal, but just makes perfect sense for them.
Yeah, but Matt Rife makes sense because he's great to women.
Yeah.
He's always been so good.
That made so much sense. But, it is a shame that they're competing with such a good marketing strategy with Elf. I hope that they are able to compete with those sales. Anyway, they were. So NicOlandria's lip combo came out overnight, and it sold out. It literally was released in the dead of the night, and it sold out. When I woke up, I heard about it. Nothing was available, but they're doing a part 2 release, which is nice.
Absolutely crushed the Fiji market with the overnight sale.
And then speaking of makeup, I also saw a tweet from Olandria's makeup artist where she said, and people keep asking me if it's quote unquote real. It's real. He would literally sit with her during our 3 a.m. glam sessions. Never seen a man this obsessed. Like, they are goals. They are obsessed with each other. I don't care what anyone says. You can tell your mama about it because we're not listening. Nick and Olandria are the real deal and the obvious winners from Love Island because I think they came out with really good brand deals, a really good relationship.
Who was it that said it on? Someone said it on, I think, TikTok. It might have been Wildland. But like the statement was, if I hadn't watched the show and I was just taking everything in from social media and the internet, et cetera, I would assume that Nick and Olandria were the winners of Love Island.
Yeah, such a good point. I wanted to bring up signs of a healthy relationship. I don't even know where I got these from. I think I was watching like a bunch of different psychologists, but they also show so many signs of healthy relationships, unlike Huda with what she's doing with her man out there, but I digress. Anyway, so
hold on, wait. I'm reading this list, and I'm not saying that these are bad things. I think these are great things, but I am curious about signs of it. Like is the relationship definitionally healthy when the man just by the man being more obsessed with the woman?
That's actually this one.
I think that's a good sign for it working out.
I didn't get this from any psychologist. This is one that I just
Okay. I'm again, not a producer, but dotting our I's and crossing our T's.
Maybe you should help with producing because it wouldn't have made it. But I think that's actually number one for me. When the man is more obsessed with the woman, that's a sign that the relationship's going to be a successful one. And Olandria had said she did a recent interview with Trisha Cyrus. Oh, what is Miley Cyrus's mom's name?
I almost said Trace Cyrus. That's
I think it's Trish. But she said that when she watched the recent season back, she noticed that Nick would be staring at her from across the room, and then she also heard that he would be asking questions about her, like her wants and needs, what she liked and disliked to other people. I think this man is obsessed, even if it's as a friend. I don't care. Like there's an obvious obsession there. Like the way he came to her in the Heart Rate Challenge to lick her feet, to lick her toes, I should say, not feet. And the way he obviously kissed her when he was able to on day one. Like, I think he's obsessed with her more than she's obsessed with him. And that to me is the number one sign that your relationship is healthy and it's going to be successful.
Approved by doctors.
The other one, this one I did get from psychologists, is when they're playful in their interactions. And I feel like Nick and Olandria have really good banter together. They're always laughing. They're always smiling when they're together. When they look at each other, they just giggle. And then when you can open up around the other person, I feel like Nick is very attentive and they both hold space for each other and allow one another to share things about them. And of course, that the foundation of the relationship was built on a friendship. It makes it even easier for them to open up to each other. And also when they both shared that kiss with each other in soul ties and then had to go back into the villa with Taylor there and of course Sierra at Casa, they were able to open up to each other and share what they were feeling in that moment. And that's hard to do. Like they really could have danced around the topic and just been like, I'm kind of, I don't know. They could have done things a lot different, but they were very honest with each other. They also, a good sign is that you accept imperfections of one another. And I feel like they definitely do that with each other. Like Nick loved Olandria's lip combo getting on.
How's that an imperfection?
It's an imperfection. Honestly, when my makeup gets all over you, I feel like it's not. But
when I say leave it, you go, no, clean yourself up.
Yes, I don't accept your imperfections that I create on you. And then
actually, I think what actually happens is when your makeup gets on me, then I'm accused of doing brown face.
Yeah, see? Yes. And that's an imperfection with Nick, but he just, they accept it with each other.
Valid. He's a real, soul man? He's a real Al Jolson, this guy.
Oh, God. We're supposed to be supporting them.
Yeah, I voted for them.
No, you didn't. And then, obviously, like, if you can be your authentic self and your true self is able to shine through, that's also a really good positive sign that you're in a healthy relationship. And Olandria constantly said she was able to be more feminine around Nick, and she's someone who's always had to be really strong just based on how she's grown up. And he's the one that's able to pull out the softest parts of her, letting her feel like a quote-unquote woman, more feminine, more open, more honest, not just always having that wall up. So, in my opinion, and psychologists' opinions for most of these bullets,
I really want to see. I do want to see some credentials, like being able to feel more feminine. That sounds like a pipeline to me.
It's more of the safe around each other, not like being more feminine is not the bullet here. It's that she feels safe around and she's able to be her true self. Did you feel anything else you wanted to talk about from the Watch What Happens Live thing, or like any of the?
I mean, nothing that's not going to make me sound like I have some type of vendetta, but here we go. I thought I was stunned by the fact that none of them would pretty much name Huda in any question where it was very obviously she was the answer, because you know what her whole take on it will be and what her fans will do. But honestly, it was really refreshing to see the Watch What Happens Live audience vote, because it was a school night, and I know Huda's fans are supposed to be in bed and certainly not watching Watch What Happens Live at that time.
They probably don't watch that show either. Like, they haven't found Watch What Happens Live.
Yeah, they probably can't read the polls also, so yes, what you can do there.
That's a good point. Jeremiah was winning in a lot of the polls, and like the audience was voting against Hood in them, and we haven't seen that in a while because of all of the little kids.
Yeah, the demographic. It's almost like once your frontal cortex fully develops that you make different decisions.
All right, well, that's that for our NicOlandria Love Fest. Up next, we have our discussion around the Music Excite Factory, and I am so excited that Hayley Williams put out her 17 new tracks recently. I've dabbled in conversations here and there on the podcast about them, but I wanted to talk a little deeper about them because they are really speaking to me. They're calling to me. Her and I are the same age, and I feel like it's just the timing of it is so aligned with like what we're looking for in our culture. The release itself was just like truly anti-capitalist. It was her first album as an unsigned artist, and you can tell our girl is free. So I was watching the Zane Lowe interview with her. It was way too short. It was like 15 minutes. It should have been way longer. But in that interview, she shared how she's essentially been confined to contracts for like 22 years. So she got signed to Atlantic at the age of 15. And this was the first album she put out as an unsigned artist. She said like her last solo ones, they didn't really help her a ton, but she was still signed. And this was the first time she had like full control of the release. And what a release it was. So initially she put out those songs on her website with a Y2K style Windows password protected interface. And then she released them as singles a few days later, and there was just no conventional rollout. It was just organized yet disorderly, anti-playlist, and it felt like an experiment where music now feels like an experience and not just a product anymore. And not only did she release it in this manner, which makes it feel a little more experimental, but it also just spans across multiple genres. So I'm hearing when I listen to it like emo, alt pop, indie rock, folk, trip hop, synth hop, covers of Discovery Channel, which is awesome. And she's also allowing us to essentially determine the order of the album in our own perspective. So not only are we seeing like an array of genres in there, we also can just like figure out what sounds right to us, and everything about it. The way it was released was so cool. The way that we kind of have like more control over how we listen to it is amazing. I don't know about you, but I've like made my own little Hayley Williams playlist, and sometimes I move the songs around based when I listen to it. And I just want to shout out Hayley Nicole Williams for putting out such a beautiful piece of songs and encourage y'all to go listen to it. I will probably share a longer deep dive on the socials, but here's just your cue to listen to that, John. Listen to that shit.
Yeah, I think Ego Death was a big highlight, or Ego Death at a bachelorette party. That's definitely a good one to start with. That's what you flipped some friends onto this with, right?
Yeah, and you. Yeah. Well, I mean, you would listen to it anyway.
Yeah. I was already listening to whatever.
I think that video itself just was near and dear to my heart because I love Brother Jones, Representative Justin Jones in Tennessee. He stands for so much. And that song itself just felt like a love letter to the people that are in that complicated relationship with Tennessee and Nashville. Like, the culture is there, but then there's also the other culture. So yeah, start with that song. All right, I want to take a little Big Brother break just because, I'm obsessed with this season. I fell asleep with watching the live feeds with my phone in my hand last night. I think it's just important to update the people on what's happening. So Big Brother's ratings are way up this season. Last year, I wasn't too fond. I was fond of some of the characters, but not like the theme. Hotel Mystere does not make sense to me still, but whatever. So right now they're averaging a 9% increase of the rate or the watch viewership from last summer. And last Sunday itself, this recent Sunday, they averaged 19% higher than the same episode last season. And I personally think the key is two people. Personally, I think Rachel and Keanu are holding a lot of our attention a lot more. And on Sunday's episode, Rachel won HOH, and she put up Mickey, Morgan, and Vinny, who are literally gunning for her, pretending that they weren't. So clap, clap, snap, snap to her. And then Keanu's also safe for like the first time this week because he was able to create a sort of alliance with Rachel. And we won't have to probably hear him say, I believe you have a prompt this week, which is a bummer. But I'm glad that he's not up, and I'm glad that these two iconic people are safe this week and Rachel's running the house. She brings back that wonderful old school feel of Big Brother where she actually is playing the game, isn't scared to make big moves, too scared to say how she feels. So it's so awesome to see her back.
That's so interesting. I keep hearing the opposite from coworkers that it seems like there's a large, demographic of folks who kind of hate having Rachel back on their screens. And
are they watching the live feeds?
I think if you have to watch the live feeds to like someone that's, I'm not saying it's a bad sign, but I do think that's like,
no, you don't have to watch the live feeds to like her, but the live feeds help you understand the importance of Rachel being there because a lot of the people are super boring and they're getting really good edits for whatever reason. And she's the one keeping the things actually interesting and like moving in the house.
Okay.
But what did they got to say about Rachel?
I don't know. Just apparently that this is not from me. I just want to clarify.
Yeah,
I've heard the word obnoxious. I've heard
yes.
the main one. The main one I heard was "get her off my screen."
That's Rachel.
Two of my coworkers.
That's Rachel
but
Riley.
Wait, no, get them off my screen is like, that's what.
She's like a little brat. Yeah.
All right.
That's Rachel for you.
I don't know. I remember. I personally have not forgiven her because she was against Kate Chastain. On the
They're
triggers.
like the same person to me, to be honest.
Hard disagree. Rachel wishes she was Kate Chastain.
I don't know about that.
Wishes she could manage the stew department on a boat.
We might have to go back and watch her seasons because you've never actually seen.
Wasn't she on the same season as the punk rock guy that like got
the evil
AIDS?
Dick?
Yeah, evil.
I don't think she was. I don't think she was, but you might be right.
No, it was a different season. I think I might have some misgivings about her because I thought she was a menace when she was on in her.
Her sister was also. She was a menace.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, I think he did reappear on the season.
Evil Dick reappears.
On the season she reappeared.
It doesn't matter. All right, whatever. Let's move on.
Yeah, so Big Brother's doing their thing. I know some people, even the Reddit threads, some people just don't enjoy this season, but I'm liking it. I like the juxtaposition of old school versus like Rachel trying to bring new school in, also trying to pull in people like Will and Ava into the new school way or old school way of playing. So shout out to Big Brother, even though they didn't cast me. It's okay.
Well, there's always next time, and if not, they know what they're in for.
I can never speak poorly of them.
Fine, I'll do it.
So last up, did you know that Tyson Ritter's angry?
Every day.
So as most folks know, the All-American Rejects were playing free shows in the barns and backyards of homes recently. And it was awesome. They were doing it so that we could get away from capitalism, not have to pay $1 billion for concert tickets like we've been, not have to pay Ticketmaster all those service fees. So recently, MGK started doing this same thing for his release of his new album, The Lost Americana. And Tyson took to his Instagram stories to share his disdain for this. and he said, when you start a revolution and a major label wants to copy it, ... So I feel he's angry at both Interscope Records and MGK for stealing their quote-unquote idea. But later he said, by the way, just to clarify, there's no shade at any artist like MGK. This is more a slight to this big record company machine that's trying to replicate something that's been entirely organic while ignoring the purpose of it, which isn't to sell music. It's to close a gap in the economy disparity where big ticket machines that are literally breaking antitrust laws of monopoly or gatekeeping are being the masters of the entire ecosystem of concerts, which I agree. MGK is obviously doing this to promote a new release of his album, but at the same time, All American Rejects did these backyard shows, and they're also doing these large stadium tours with the Jonas Brothers, and they also are releasing a new album in 2026, and they also are coming out with new singles right now. So it's not like they're not doing it to promote new music.
Yeah, I don't know. I think honestly, I just don't care. But
it's just like, if the shows are free, just let them be free. Don't start like bashing other people for doing the same thing. And I don't think it changes anything. It's not saying like Interscope is still letting them be free. It's not like they're charging people to get into these. They are making it a little less organic, though. I see it to a certain extent. Like, you have to sign up for MGK's. Like, they're obviously capturing your email. You have to sign up to MGK's site to get a day of notification of where the location is. But either way, I just want to say the Maine did this back in 2015. So it's not like All American Rejects.
I was going to say, that's where I feel for him, is like, I get the feeling of like, I had an idea. And then unfortunately, owning ideas is actually really, really hard.
If you don't patent them.
I mean, yeah, good luck with that.
Even if you do. But the Maine did it already, like 10 years ago. So I also was just like, it's not like the idea was stolen by any means.
And not for nothing, but labels, even major labels, are like kind of low on my list of gremlins of the music industry right now, especially when like there's no label that comes within 6 football fields of being as bad as Spotify or it being as bad as Live Nation, for example. Although shout out to Live Nation, who gave us like $700 worth of gas cards one time. But like, you know, I don't know. I don't want to go too hard on, you know, I don't even know what label MGK is on, to be perfect. They're on Interscope, which at this point is more or less like a glorified marketing department and connection machine in the business. I mean, like,
yeah, even Hayley Williams said it when she was on a label, but they don't really help you a ton. They're just
and I don't know. Like, they're doing their thing, but they're not, as far as blood-sucking vampires of the music industry go, like, go take this up with Live Nation. Like, Live Nation was the target of, or, you know, companies like them was the target of this type of, you know, concert or this type of tour anyway. And it's hard to be particularly mad at Universal in this particular situation, at least in my opinion. But
agreed.
You know.
And also, on top of the Maine already doing this 10 years ago, so it's not really being like a new novel idea that other
Sorry,
artists...
not Universal, Interscope. Sorry about
that. Big enough, same thing. I also do, like Tyson said, it wasn't personal, but I think it's personal. Because do you remember also the beef that he and MGK, or when he was known as Machine Gun Kelly, had when Megan Fox was in that movie with Tyson Ritter, and he went back to her trailer and like was discussing their death scene, and was like, yeah, so like you put your fingers on my lips all the time, so when you die in your scene, I'm gonna put my hand in your mouth to like, and like he said MGK went berserker. His words were ballistic, and he said that Tyson called MGK Pistol Pete, and said that he was going to be his inspiration for a role he was doing for a movie called Prisoner's Daughter, where Tyson Ritter played an abusive drug addict. So personally, I think that it was personal. And whatever. I like this drama and tea. You know I live for it.
I mean...
Even if I'm making it all up in my head, like...
It is funny for MGK to be upset, if that story is true, to be like upset or threatened by that, because like...
Oh, it's true. Why would Tyson lie?
Well, I mean, because he's on the internet. But second of all, I just think it's funny because like they do kind of. What is Tyson Ritter if not like MGK, but like 7 years older?
I know they're so like
Like,
well, no, Tyson's a lot smarter, but
as far as we know, I mean, I also don't think he's done. I don't think he's had quite as many interviews, at least that I've seen, that are like super public, where he hasn't had the opportunities to say things like, "I want to do a concert in the ocean," like MGK has. But you know, I'm sure he's more well read for sure.
yeah, I mean he's from Oklahoma. They have really good public
Oh
education.
Christ! Yeah, honestly, the odds are against him. We got what is MGK from Ohio? Isn't he from?
Ohio.
Yeah, Ohio versus Oklahoma, battle of the education systems.
But in summary, like I think we both agree that free shows are nice and there really shouldn't be infighting in the music industry for people giving us free shows and being anti-capitalist and allowing us to enjoy art and entertainment without paying an arm and a leg.
I draw no lessons or conclusions from this.
I can tell, yeah. That's what I draw from this. All right, last but not least, we've got our special report announcing upcoming TV premieres and tours and albums. So, 20 years of Almost Here is finally here. The Academy is taking the stage for their Almost Here 20th anniversary tour, and it was announced with an AIM message. You gotta love it.
Didn't we see the 10-year on that one?
Yeah, I feel like, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see that there's any like openers or anything for them yet. And I think we saw, what was it, like Knuckle Puck with them last time. But it might just be them. They also have $5,000 VIP tickets, which are
ridiculous.
But it's like you get your own sprint. What is it called? Sprinter, not sprinter.
I mean, what it's whatever. You know what? Like, as I recall, the 10-year anniversary tour kind of struggled. At least they did not reform as a band after that. I don't recall it being a sold out show either, when like I was personally surprised. So whatever, it's at 20 years. Let them get their coins. I always view the Academy as a band who really should have who deserved more than they got
much more
in the business. And $5,000 for VIP is insane, but
they only sell one. They only sell one per city.
Oh, really?
And you get a lot. You actually get a lot in it. There are a lot of angry people in their comments about that VIP thing, but they only sell one per city because it's 3. You and 3 friends, I think, get backstage access. You get your own, like, rap sheet. It's not a rap sheet. What's it called?
Rider?
Rider. Yeah, not sprinter. Rider.
Well, here's the thing that everyone's about to find out about riders then. You pay for it.
Oh, yeah. Someone did say that.
Everything that's on a rider, you pay for.
Well, but maybe they're paying for it.
It's not a rider.
They also get free tickets for life to any future show. So, I mean, there might not be any, but
yeah, I mean, what are we banking on? You know what? When they do the Black Sabbath, reunion in their 70s,
exactly.
let's see if that still holds up.
I'm sure it will. Hopefully, you're not dead if you buy it.
I can't find the paperwork for my eye surgery from a decade ago. I don't know if the free ticket thing's gonna hold up.
Are you sure
but
it's not in here? Not in this drawer?
I mean, it could be in that drawer.
But I'm excited for this. I
don't look in that drawer. That's where all the scary papers go.
I think this also does go back to the topic you just didn't care about with the free show. Like, me and my friend Alex were buying tickets for this, and we're old, so we were thinking about getting the seated ones, but they were like $80 more.
Crazy. So
we're doing general admission as 36-year-olds, and she just had a baby, so it's kind of annoying, but whatever. That's life now. Pool Kids, they've got a new album. They recently released Easier Said Than Done under their new home of Epitaph Records. Shout out Ronnie Radke's record label.
Whoops.
There's a few music videos out there right now. Easier Said Than Done. It's really well done. Leona Street, Makes You Wish You Had Friends to Do Hood Rat Stuff With. And Christine Goodwin, lead singer, said, "There's a lot of Florida imagery and a lot of specific glimpses from tour on this album. By letting myself get specific, I feel a lot more emotionally connected to the songs. It's a very personal record for me and the whole band too. I was writing about what life has been like for us over the last few years. I feel like all of us can relate to a lot of the songs. And honestly, listening to it did feel like, I'm not from Florida by any means, but it did feel like a song that you listen to with friends and it feels like you're growing up, and I really enjoyed it. They have a tour starting in September with Truth Club and Pony, so you can get your tickets now. Listen to their new album, Easier Said Than Done, now. And they're signed to Epitaph Records, which is nice. Hopefully they start to blow up and they get more love than the Academy has ever did. Last but not least, the home team announced their Crucible of Life tour starting in November with support from Angels in Action and Makari. They also are supporting the 3 Cheers for 20 Years with Mayday in Australia prior to that. But you can get your tickets now, and this is in support of their Crucible of Life album that came out in 2024. Also, didn't mention this last week, but Love is Blind UK Season 2 premiered last week. Watched all 4 episodes in there just very quickly. I think I binged them all like once they came out. Can't wait for the next 4 or however many come out. And then Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, the trailer is already out. It will be premiering September 16th. So make sure you set your DVRs, put your calendar reminders on, and get your booties on a couch Tuesday, September 16th at 7 Central. All right, that's all we got for you, saddies. Have a great week. Like, share, subscribe.